So guys, I love to pay homage to our wrestling teams. We got the Greco, we got the men's freestyle, we've got the women's freestyle. They're all doing such a great job. They work so hard. I just want to get attention on them. I don't have that opportunity very often. I just don't. They'll go over to events and hard places to get right, like it's Azerbaijan, or they'll be in Pakistan. Like it's places like this that's hard to get to for me if I want to go as a fan. But even if I want to send a film crew, I want to go get some videos, I want to do that. They've got that locked up in certain ways where I can't even get the press pass in. Now, all I want for it is to be able to come and show you guys. I feel as though they deserve credit. Twice a day, every day, they're training, they're working really hard. Let me take you back, because it's very hard to be a fan. It's very, very hard to be a fan. I went to the University of Oregon. Rest its soul. The program is now dead. But I would have gone back once I had graduated. I'd have kicked in money to the first open bucket that I saw. I'd have showed up to any social events, any fundraiser, any raffles, whatever they do. I'm going to do my part. I'm a fan. I was also coaching a kids team. Very, very massive kids team. Like if you're at a dual meet in college and you get 200 people, you got a pretty good crowd. You have the exact same crowd as every other team in the country that isn't called Penn State, Minnesota, Iowa, or Oklahoma State. You're very on brand with 200 people. I have 187 kids on the team that I'm coaching. They all have parents. All I need is to know when a match is going to be. I'm going to load up buses and I'm going to bring down about 400 people. I will double the size of your crowd. Now, this isn't just talk. You guys know me well enough, and these are things that I would have done. I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to take those team that I was coaching that all loved Oregon wrestling. Doing this with Kevin Keeney. He's also an alumni. Kevin and I are showing up in our kids' practices, but we're wearing University of Oregon shirts. These kids looked up to us. That was their dream. Their dream was to go where the coaches went. Very common. But this is what I'm going to do. And pretty soon I was like, well, hey, I'm going to catch the next one. And I found myself saying that, we're going soon. Yeah, we're going to do that. Had this guy whose dad was in the transportation business. So we got these fancy buses. They're going to take us all the way up there. I mean, this whole thing is done. We're going to meet at the high school. There's a burger joint partway down. We're going to stop there. Now, guys, I'm taking you back to the very early 2000s. I'm taking you back to 2003 with this story right now. It feels like yesterday for me, but I do remember my excuse. And I remember Kevin's excuse. And I just remember we kept telling the club, yeah, hey, we're going to do that soon. We're going to catch the next one. Well, you know how time goes by? We hit him with the next one. We hit him with we're going to do that soon. We hit him with we're going to pull over at this burger joint. We hit him with telling the guy that's going to supply these Greyhound-style buses and get us there. We hit him that with over 5 years. And the truth was we just didn't know when the match was. We just simply did not know when the match was. And now with social media and Twitters and Facebooks and Instagrams, of course, that's a lot easier to get, but it wasn't then. It was harder to get. Fast forward to where the internet is really out and thriving. Brings you to a year called 2008. I'm with Matt Lindland. Matt Lindland, 30 miles up the road from me. We train together every single day. Matt Lindland is an Olympic silver medalist. He's a world silver medalist for the country. Okay, we got on an airplane. We got our whole day planned. We can't stay. The trials is a 3-day process, but we're going to pop in the day that freestyle was on the mat. We're going to get to see the championship matches of Greco, but we're going to see the opening of freestyle. We got it all figured out. Schedule's posted right there on the governing body's website. Matt Lynn and I make our arrangements. We fly out there. We take the cab at the airport straight to UNLV. And as we're getting there, there's not a ton of people. I mean, we're looking around for cars. Even the good men and women that are going to staff the building. It takes some level of transportation to get there. We're not seeing enough cars for concession workers, for ticket takers. We're just not seeing it. Oh, by the way, we're with a woman called Cindy Wood. Now, Cindy Wood's son, Oscar, was our defending Olympian and was competing. She was on the same flight as us. And she's dashing over there just like we are. Get there for the beginning of freestyle, the end of Greco-Roman. So we get there. The doors are all locked up. We can't get in. It turned out what they posted as a day was weigh-in day. But the governing body doesn't say it was weigh-in. They say this is a day of activity. So we stay for weigh-in day. Now, we only get to stay one night. Want to see the whole thing. We only get to stay one night. When we get there the next day, it's women, it's Greco-Roman, and they were also going to contest judo side by side. So we see these three events, which is opposite of the schedule and opposite of what we showed up to do. Now we have to go home. We have to fly home. And this was not a matter of we misunderstood. They didn't catch it and then change the website. Like, there's ways to do history. Things don't disappear. I could go find it and prove this story to you to be true right now. It never got fixed. So then the World Championships roll around. That's where we are right now. That's where I bring you the great stories. And boy, do I have some stories to tell. I could tell stories on who's not there and why between the Russian and the Belarusian at 74 kilograms, which directly affects Kid Dynamite, Kyle Dake. I could just stop you right there. I could talk about the legacy continuing because the golden child himself, Jordan Burroughs, is back, and this time in a new field at 79 kilograms, which he has only contested one time. He's got new bodies looking at him. I could tell you all about Taylor getting beat up with Justani, the biggest match that UWW has the authority to sanction, and it is on a road for collision. I could get into Schneider, what it means now the Russian tank isn't there. I could get into Zilmer and the fact that he's there for his first time, but he's teammates and workout partners with the defending Olympic champion Gable Stevenson. I got all this great stuff. I go back and I trust the governing body again. The governing body does an article, and I've got it right here on my phone. And now I got Ben Askren and I got Aaron Simpson. I got both of them upset with me because I sent them the times. Now, the time was 10:30 a.m. That's when the opening round is going to be. The governing body then, thank your lucky stars, confirmed, right? They made a correction to confirm that this is Eastern time. Put an ET next to it, and we caught it. So we're out here in Oregon. Great. That means it's 7:30. I set my alarm. Now, I'm, of course, up by 7:30, but whatever it is I'm doing, whatever chores I'm outside doing, goes off. I get to run in. I'm going to keep my little boy out of school today. I'm going to take him in at lunch. He's going to stay home or watch the World Championships. Be a great memory. There was no wrestling. It turned out that the governing body, who put out the times for the world to see of 10:30, that wasn't Eastern time. That wasn't Central time. I don't actually even know what Central time is or why we discuss it. It wasn't Pacific Standard Time. It was local time. Local time in Serbia. When the matches are going to begin, just in case you want to get over to the venue, just make sure that you're there on time. The local time in Serbia, when the first whistle went, turns out to be 10:30 in the morning. Turned out that our boys, through the opening round, setting up for the semifinals, which is one win away from guaranteed medals. They took the mat at 1:30 a.m. where I am. I'm up at 1:30. Nothing special has to change in my life. I just have to push the button. But for those of you that were in Serbia, and for those of you that got to see it live, at least you knew to be there at 10:30.